We're up to number 81 in my Best Picture Marathon. Best Picture Marathon theme song. 2008 is often remembered as a big turning point for the superhero genre. That was the year Iron Man was released, launching the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it was also the year of Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight, a post-9/11 parable that many considered a revolutionary entry in the genre. But of course, neither of those were up for Best Picture, unlike Slumdog Millionaire. Slumdog Millionaire is a British film released by Pathé internationally and Warner Independent in the US and Canada. The script was written by Simon Beaufoy, based on the novel Q&A by Indian author Vikas Swarup, and the film was directed by British filmmaker Danny Boyle, who had previously made a name for himself with films like Trainspotting, 28 Days Later, and Sunshine. In his breakout role, Dev Patel stars as Jamal, a young man who appears on the Hindi Indian version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. As he successfully answers a shocking number of questions, he ends up being interrogated by the police, who suspect him of cheating on the game show. The police inspector is played by Irfan Khan, who I always enjoy seeing in stuff. And as Jamal is interrogated, he recounts his life story. Flashbacks within flashbacks to explain how this boy who grew up in extreme poverty could possibly know the answers to all these weird questions on a popular game show. The film examines classism and other societal prejudices, though at its core, Slumdog Millionaire is really a love story, as Jamal seeks to reconnect with his childhood sweetheart Lakita, played in the present day by former model Frida Pinto in her breakout role. The film also features Anil Kapoor as the host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Kapoor was probably the biggest Indian star in the film at the time. You might recognize him from Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. The film ended up becoming a huge box office hit and was the second highest grossing British movie of 2008. And it went on to win 8 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director for Danny Boyle. This was also the first time that a Best Cinematography Oscar went to a movie shot entirely digitally rather than on film. And the format's really effective for Boyle's hyperkinetic, highly saturated visual style. The film was heavily influenced by Bollywood cinema, even including a lavish musical number at the end set to the Oscar-winning song Jai Ho. I think this might be the first time I've watched Slumdog Millionaire since I saw it in the theater back in 2008, and I do really like the film. Despite the silly premise, it's actually a very emotional journey that deals with some pretty dark stuff. The film got a lot of really great reviews when it came out, though there was of course some criticism of the way it depicted poverty in India, and the film wasn't nearly as successful in India as it was in many other parts of the world. The other Best Picture nominees for 2008 were The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Milk, The Reader, and Frost Nixon, which is probably my favorite of the batch. Although there were a number of other great movies that year like Doubt, Wall-E, The Wrestler, and In Bruges, not to mention the excellent Oscar-winning documentary Man on Wire. So I don't know that Slumdog Millionaire is necessarily the best movie of 2008, but it is a crowd pleaser, and I think it still holds up pretty well. Alright, up next, The Hurt Locker. See you then.